So the real estate strategy I want to talk to you about today is called the BRRRR method. It's probably one of the most popular methods out there, but it allows you to scale your real estate business quickly. It stands for buy, renovate, rent, refinance, and repeat. So I'm going to go over the basics with you, and I'm going to share my screen with you now. Okay, so today I want to talk to you about the BRRRR method, and the BRRRR method stands for buy, renovate, rent, refinance, and then repeat. It's probably one of the most popular methods out there because it allows you to scale your real estate business quickly. So the BRRRR method is an amazing strategy used for growing and scaling your real estate portfolio. The strategy is powerful and proven way to leverage and grow using other people's money. So this is a great situation where you can actually use joint venture money to get started. So you can have as a no money down style of real estate investing, and then you're able to refinance once the renovation is done and get the money back to your investor. So neither one of you will have money into the property, which is great. So if it's done correctly, this method can help you quickly grow your real estate business in a matter of years. So this method helped many investors, including myself, get started and not keeping all your money tied up into the property. So it starts with the buy. So you must find a property that is below market value. So this is probably the most important aspect of this strategy. You should be buying something which I feel that you're getting for 40 to 50 cents on the dollar with this method, because it won't work if you're buying at market value. You have to have a deal and somewhere where you can increase the value of this property. You make money when you buy. It's an old saying when it comes to real estate. There's location, 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 and then there is you make money when you buy. So be smart when you buy. So you buy the property that has some upside potential and is undervalued. You need to do something that has high yielding improvements, such as adding another suite, which allows you to create rental income, or just doing some minor renovations such as kitchens, bathrooms, flooring, and paint. It's not a flip here. It's just something where you can increase the value, improve it, and then rent it back out. You have enough equity in the property to remove your equity and still cash flow monthly from the tenants. So you still have to be able to pull your money and still cash flow on this property. Renovate. The key is this step is to renovate just enough to add value. A great example would be a secondary suite, like I said. So in my opinion, that's probably the best thing you could do is adding a suite so that you're able to rent it out. So you finish the basement and add that to be another separate apartment, because now you're going to be able to calculate that income to create the extra value. The goal here is not to flip the property. So you got to be smart when you're doing these renovations. Will this increase raise the rent enough? So for example, 10K kitchen might raise the rent $150 a month, which is 18% return on your money. While a 5K kitchen will raise your rent $100 a month, which would be a 24% return on your money. So on this flip, it might be smarter on this particular situation to do the $5,000 kitchen, not the huge or the big renovation of the $10,000 kitchen. The BRRRR is a crossover between a flip and a buy and a hold. So you have to be smart with your money. You have to be a lot smarter with your money with this, because the property still has to cash flow. Rent. The next step is to rent to an amazing tenant. And this is always important when buying rental property. You have to make sure that you're doing proper screening. This is extremely important. So you got to do all the normal due diligence you normally do. I use a great app called Neighborly. It was free. As of right now, I don't know if it is, but it was a free app that did a great job of screening the tenants. It did social media screening, rent checks, credit checks, and just all around gave you a good idea if this would be a good tenant. Plus, you could do your own checks on your own as well. In order to refinance, the bank will want to see that your rental property is producing cash flow. refinance. So the next step is to refinance. So a perfect BRRRR, the goal would be to remove all of your original down payment and all of your renovation money, and then you still would receive 75 to 80% of the new value of your home. So you're getting an 80% loan to value with all your money pulled out. So essentially it'd be a no money down deal for you and your investor, or for just you yourself. So the magic, if done correctly, you will have none of your money in the property and still have 20 to 25% equity in the property. So here is the math. An example, I'll try not to go too fast here, but if you have questions at any time, just hit me up. So purchase price, $275,000. You do $50,000 in renovations. You have a $55,000 down payment. Total money to close the deal and renovate, you're looking at $105,000. So you have $105,000 into the property. You get a new appraisal, and it appraises at $400,000 after you maybe add a suite and some minor renovations to the property. You go and you get a new mortgage, so you refinance the property at $320,000. You get $100,000 cash returned. You had $105,000 in, you got $100,000 back. So you essentially have $5,000 of your own money or your investor's money into the property, and you still have 20% equity in the property. So this would be a perfect BRRRR, or very close to perfect BRRRR. They're very hard to come by. It doesn't have to be perfect. You might have maybe $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 into the property. Still pretty good, considering that you still have 20 to 25% equity in the property on top of that. So that's the basics of a perfect BRRRR, or a quick BRRRR explanation. If you want more detail, let me know. This is a great way to get started because it doesn't have your money tied up. You can borrow from friends and family early on, which allows you to give that money back, or most of that money back, or you can save and then do this BRRRR and not have all your money tied up. You can pull it back out, and now you have a cash flowing property with 20% equity and your original down payment back. So if you have questions anytime, hit me up on this stuff. My phone number's here, my email address, follow me on Instagram. And again, I love talking about this stuff, so feel free to hit me up anytime.